We're already live. So sorry, missed the moment because I was busy setting something up. Hello and welcome to another episode of Common Cares Live with me, Christian Rauchenwald, on this sunny Wednesday afternoon. I hope you all had a great week so far. As always, before we jump into this episode, let's get the usual disclaimer out of the way first. Everything that I share during this live stream / video is my personal opinion and in no way financial or professional advice of any kind. You should always do your own research, consult certified professionals, draw your own conclusions, and make your own decisions. That said, as always, I'll do my best to answer all the questions that you have in the chat, and additionally, we'll hopefully make some progress answering some of the by now almost 200 comments on YouTube that have piled up that I didn't get to answer so far. And as always, after I hide this message here, we are going to, one second, go to Agora Pulse, but we're going to start with some updates. First and foremost, where do I have the link? One second. Yeah, like so many channels on Discord. I'm blind. Announcements there, yeah. So we are. Oh, one second. Come out. New. So we are again looking for or to fill the position of social media / content manager. Yeah, sadly, Bio, so the nice man that was here the last 2 days, decided that it's too much workload for him. Quite surprising, but yeah, we wish him the best in the future. And so we're again looking for the right candidate for the position. Technically, that would be a full-time position. Feel free to check it out if you want to. Don't get scared. It's sadly comes with a relatively low base salary because YouTube isn't as profitable as it used to be, but with bonuses and raises along the way tied to the YouTube channel performance. Anyway, so if you feel like you're fitting for the role, feel free to apply on Upwork, or if you know somebody that might be fitting for the role, feel free to share the link. We really, really need somebody, and it's been a frustrating, I don't know, half a year trying to fill that position. So yeah, here we are. Hi, Ori, on your smartphone, I guess. Yeah, great to have you here. So with that out of the way, the link is in the chat. You can find it there. With that out of the way, a few news or new things. So first of all, yeah, that's a little bit of a clickbaity headline, but apparently Gate.io is already creating staking offers for Pi. So if you have a Gate.io account, you don't plan on selling your Pi or so, you could theoretically stake them in the Pi pool. You can see that the period for the pool is 5 days. So far, 1.7 million have been staked, or based on the screenshot. So at the time of the screenshot, 1.7 million have been staked. And at the time of the screenshot, the interest basically would translate to 700%. The interest is paid in Bitcoin. So you can see that the total pool has 0.2 Bitcoin, so roughly $20,000. And among all the people that put their Pi into this pool, those 0.2 Bitcoin will be shared depending on how much of the total pool your Pi are. Yeah, so that's one nice update. So even if you don't plan on selling, you might consider moving some of your Pi to Gate.io and throwing it there in the pool to earn your share of those $20,000 in Bitcoin. Hi Akashi, great to have you here. Which one? Ori? Mm-hmm. Yeah, like everything fine so far, yeah. Yeah, I will address the chat in a second, so after we're done with the update. So that's one thing that I wanted to share. Can remove it from my safe list now. And the second thing, keep in mind, if you have a Binance account, you can still vote. Yeah, so till the 27th, you can vote in the Binance Square. If you have at least $5 in your Binance account, Binance US is not able to vote, but yeah, if you have a Binance account, you have at least $5 on that account, check Binance Square and see if you can vote for Binance to potentially list Pi as well. Yeah. And again, that listing wouldn't happen tomorrow. The vote goes till the 27th, and then there is still probably some time before there will be any announcement either way. And then even if Binance wants to list Pi, they still will have to complete Pi's KYB, so know your business, and then it might or may not be listed on Binance. That would obviously be a huge step because Binance is the biggest exchange worldwide in terms of trading volume. As we can see, if we check CoinMarketCap and go to exchanges, you can see based on trading volume, Bybit would be the second biggest, and Binance has almost 3 times the trading volume. So that would really be a huge step. So if you have a Binance account with at least $5 in balance, go and check out Binance Square. If you have a Binance account and you don't have $5 in balance, consider moving $5 of crypto there so you can vote. From the latest screenshot, it looks like 80-something% of people voted with yes, or 90-something. So it already looks good, but again, everybody should vote. That reminds me, don't forget, it's really, yeah, like a shame. So Koinly, yeah, with 10 million migrated users and 1 second. So with 10 million migrated users, 17 million or so that passed KYZ, there are only 48 votes, even though I've mentioned it already in the last couple of streams, not every time, but please follow the link. It's in the chat now. Log in with your Google account or Facebook account, or create an account with your email if you want to, and just vote here for Koinly to add support for Pi Network. Even if you are not using Koinly, although in my opinion you should. 1 second, we'll share a video about those of you. I know Akashi already voted. So on my channel, you can find in the new to this channel, but I'm going to copy the link, copy clean link. What is Koinly? So there is also a sign up link for Koinly separately in that link that I shared now. So what is Koinly? In the video description, that gives you a lifetime 10% discount. But even if you are not using Koinly, going on the Koinly feedback page, so the first link that I shared, and voting is in your interest, because if Koinly, or when Koinly adds support for Pi Network, the existing users of Koinly would also finally see Pi Network, and maybe it brings a couple thousand, tens of thousands, 100,000 users to the project as well, which again is in your interest as well. So going there and voting helps all the pioneers that are using Koinly for their as a portfolio tracker and to file their crypto taxes, but it also helps you because once Koinly gets supported by, once Pi Network gets added by Koinly, it will add additional exposure. So yeah, like please drive up those numbers, share the link to this suggestion with other people, tell them they should vote. It doesn't cost you anything. You literally just have to follow the link, click login with your Google account or Facebook account, and then click on the vote here. Yeah, and that's all you have to do. Yeah, so that about the news. Compared, I don't remember yesterday's number. I think it was a total of 70 million that were listed on exchanges. Today's numbers, 1 day or less than a day before the official launch of Pi's open mainnet and the exchange listings, show us that by now we have a little bit more than 100 million. So that's 28 million, so 114 million Pi in total in exchange wallets. That's still not a lot, considering that we have around 1.6 billion Pi in circulation, if I'm not mistaken. So Pi, depending on the demand, could be relatively scarce. We could see a relatively good launch considering the relatively small amount that is going to be in circulation, but we'll see more tomorrow during the live stream. So 1 second, also gonna share that link if you haven't seen it yet. So that should be the URL there. Yeah, streams, copy clean link, Pi exchange listing live stream. Yeah, so you can already go there, and if you are on the stream, enable the notifications so you don't miss it tomorrow. We're gonna go live half an hour before the listing so we can chat a little bit and pick which exchange we're going to watch or which exchanges, and then I'm gonna stay online for at least the first half hour of trading, and depending on how the chat goes, so what questions you have and so on, and how the price develops, I might stay online for the first couple of hours so we can record that historic moment after 6 years of Pi Network. Now, that said, let's look into the chat. So, Ori, yeah, we are thrilled to announce that Pi Network will soon be available for pre-market trading on MEXC. Get a head start before it hits the spot market. Start time Friday 19th at 4. Oh, that's interesting. Okay, so that basically means that they would start their internal trading. Although the question would be, 1 second. MEXC so far apparently doesn't have their wallet yet, so I'm not sure if I have an account. I think I have one. Let's check. And then the question would be if they actually have Pi listed for users in Europe. But let's take a look, because 19th at, what did you say, 4 UTC, which would already be, okay, anti-phishing, confirm. There we go, should be logged in now. So if we look for Pi USDT, no, that's PUSDT. There is no Pi right now, is there? So future spot, no, I don't want to have notifications. Thank you very much. Announcements, there, pre-market trading. Okay, join now. Open for trades. Oh, that's interesting. So there we actually already, do we have a volume here? So order book, only filled orders. 1 Pi, $3.80, $3.80. Oh, that's the whole order value. So it looks like 5 Pi, that's around $2 per Pi. So we can see that there are some smaller amounts already being traded. Yeah, here at price trend. Daily doesn't help us. Hourly, 15 minutes. Yeah, so you can see very small volumes, with the highest order being 250 so far. Doesn't necessarily mean anything for tomorrow, to be honest, because this is really low volume trading. Although there we have some bigger positions, 5,000 Pi at 180. Which brings up the question, can you already deposit Pi, because it's not listed on Explore? So deposit Pi. No. So it's actually, am I missing something? Yeah. So it actually, let's check the announcement fully so that I don't say anything wrong. Yeah. So pre-market trading, we're thrilled to announce that Pi Network will soon be available for pre-market trading. Get a head start before it hits the spot market. Please refer to trading details. About what is pre-market? Pre-market trading is an over-the-counter service offered by MEXC that allows users to buy and sell new tokens before they are officially listed. This service lets traders set preferred price, find magic trades, providing opportunity to trade. Yeah, advantage, provides investors with a way to get ahead. Blah blah blah. Traders can act as maker or taker. Both buyers and sellers must. The collateral will be frozen with only the fees deducted. If the settlement is successful, both okay. When the seller places an order, I'm having a hard time not understanding it, but I'm having a hard time answering your question, because if there's, maybe it's just for European users, but so as we can see, there is no deposit for Pi. Yeah, I'm clearly in the deposit dialog, which means, could I sell? I mean, I don't have any. Do I have a balance in that account? I don't think so. Wallets. Yeah, I have nothing on MEXC. Yeah, so obviously shouldn't be able to do anything. Yeah, but if I would say create order, sell. That seems like it's a gamble. So I don't fully see through that, to be honest, because if I were to, and you can see the price is jumping, so from $2 to $4 and so on, yeah. So since I cannot deposit Pi, and according to Explore Pi, MEXC doesn't have a wallet address yet either, so at least no verified one, yeah. That again is basically just pure speculation, where you would use your USDT to say I would like to buy or sell Pi for that and that price, and it would be settled using, as you can see, USDT instead of. So even if I sell and I say I want to sell for $5 and I want to sell 100, then it would actually use 500 USDT. So it's basically doing the trading in USDT. If I buy Pi, I also don't get real Pi right now, but I would then ideally, so I pay USDT up. So if I say $1, 500 Pi, 500 USDT. And while I would see Pi already in my wallet, it's basically matching up people. Yeah. But I wonder what happens to those that say they want to sell for $3, $5, whatever, if the price tomorrow actually happens to be higher, if they then have some commitment to cover the difference. So it's not exactly like IOUs, because IOUs were created out of thin air. Yeah. And now it's basically saying, hey, we already will let you trade, but from what I understand, since you cannot deposit Pi, it will then force settlement tomorrow, which means if I now say I sell Pi and tomorrow the value of that would be higher, that would technically require me to cover the difference. Yeah, I mean, it's probably mentioned in the pre-market trading agreement. So from the looks of it, it's not real Pi that are traded right now. And we also can see there is not even a settlement time yet, so you don't know when the trades will be settled fully, so when it's actually finalized. And it's low volume, so you can see that people are trading small amounts, although there is some trading, that's already not bad. And as far as the price go, you can see there is an insane variance. So there are some orders that are not matched up. So if we look at the filled orders, you can see that the ones that are filled are basically the latest one from the looks of it. Those here, $3.74, so $3.74, whereas the order book shows that people are willing to sell right now for $190, $180, so something around that. So not officially yet, but basically from the way I understand it, the people that are selling now are speculating that it actually will be listed for less tomorrow. But on first glance, without taking the stream to read through the entire agreement, it looks like they might be on the hook if it lists for more tomorrow. And you can see insane fluctuations. So $1.70, $4 and so on. Although the filled orders don't, there are no, oh no, now see, that's for $4 per Pi. That's apparently for $1.70 per Pi, yeah, $3.70. So, but it's low volume, so there are no big amounts. 5 Pi. So the biggest one we saw was a 5,000 Pi order or so in the past. And but again, everything is backed by USDT right now, so it's not really indicative. It's not a bad sign, to be honest, but because of the low quantities and the way this is weirdly settled, not with Pi, but with USDT, doesn't mean that much. Yeah. So overall volume apparently already $1 million worth of, and the highest bid was, so yeah, there are people that are trying to buy for 0.0000 and so on, and the highest bid is $340. Yeah. So somebody trying to basically sell for $340. But the actual transactions that are being matched up are right now anywhere around $2 with spikes to $4 and so on. Yeah, interesting, nice discovery. Thanks for sharing it. Yeah, but yeah, so it's not the official high volume or higher volume trading. So good indication or a good starting point that the orders that are being filled are not in the cents area right now, but that we are in a close to $2 average area right now, with spikes to twice that. But we'll have to wait and see. Tomorrow prices could be totally different either way. This time is very convenient. Oh, that's cool that works better for you. It also works better for me. I have to say, the way I did it before, to have Comment Chaos live and then 20 minutes later have my daily market mastery, I always felt so drained during the trading live stream that I didn't want to go into detail there anymore. And by switching that and having Comment Chaos live now later, it actually works way better for me as well, I have to say. Yeah. So so voted already. Yeah, we had that. Yeah, we had that. Now let's look at a few of the comments. I actually answered a bunch of them already. It were more than 220 comments that were pending earlier today, and I worked my way through them. And there are a few comments that are left on purpose right now that I would like to address. So relating to people getting scammed or basically sharing their passphrase and with that losing all their Pi coins. Prashant Singh Sai, I don't know how to pronounce it, is asking, can we trace the wallet to find the name of the scammer? And that's actually an interesting aspect of Pi Network, because you can only have Pi if you have an activated wallet, which means you have to have completed KYC and coins migrated, which means technically from all the scam accounts that use either fake ads, fake websites, or steal passphrases in some other way, the core team should actually know their identity. So if you provide them with a wallet address, the core team should actually be able to look up, okay, that's, I don't know, the wallet of, I don't know, this guy and that guy or that person and so on, yeah. Unless those people somehow used fake IDs and managed to somehow slip through the KYC process, yeah. Or they bought the Pi account from some other unknown person. So like maybe they approached some Pi user and said, hey, please give me your account. So email, password, and so on. And I'll give you whatever, $50. And if that account is already KYC verified, then the scammer can use that account. And then even if the Pi core team would look up who is behind that account, they would find the poor soul that actually was dumb enough to sell their account. Yeah, it's very common. There are like scams like where in Europe, for example, so people would there would be fake job posts, or they would reach you on social media and would tell you something like, hey, I'm running a business and I have more and more orders from Germany, but I don't have a German bank account. Could I use your bank account so my customers pay you? You can keep 30% of the payments and you just have to forward 70% to me. And then it sounds nice because you don't have to do anything. You just have to accept the payments and keep your 30% cut. And then they ask you to forward the money with an anonymous thing, like, for example, either crypto or Western Union and so on. Yeah. And then after a month or two, the police knocks at your door because it was not a legitimate online store, but it was, for example, a group of hackers that hacked bank accounts and then wired the money to your account, and you wired them 70% forward, thinking that that's money from legitimate business transactions where you can keep 30%. And then you are actually in big trouble. Yeah. And the same could be here. So you just approach people, hey, you anyway don't believe in Pi. I mean, you do it online anonymously, and then you basically offer them a small amount to buy their account. And then you use that account and that wallet for the scams. Yeah. So even if the core team could look up who are the scammers, first of all, just because a wallet has a lot of incoming transactions doesn't mean that they're scammers. That could also mean that they actually like trade your Pi. We're selling goods and services and accepting Pi as payment. So they cannot just say every wallet with a lot of transactions is a scammer and we have to look into it. So, but it's going to be interesting because I said theoretically the core team knows the identity of every wallet, but there is the possibility that somebody sold their account or got duped by somebody, like I shared in the example, how it's done with bank accounts in Europe. But yeah, we'll have to wait and see what the core team comes up here. However, they also would have to come up with something really, really quick, because ideally they would obviously do something before tomorrow, before scammers are able to just sell all the Pi that they stole on an exchange and cash it out. Yeah. So yes, they also have to pass KYC on an exchange, but there as well, they could also just pay some poor person $20, $50 to basically open an exchange account and pass KYC, and then they use their account. And once they withdraw it from the exchange, then maybe convert it to Monero, then run it through some washing sites, because Monero is basically anonymous, or mostly anonymous, yeah, unless the government or FBI takes over the servers that make the wash transactions. And voila, they have cashed out, and the people that are on the hook are the poor souls that were dumb enough to open an exchange account just in exchange for a couple dollars. Yeah. Then the next thing, that's like an understanding topic that I wanted to cover, because I see obviously the kind of comments that I receive. So I feel a lot of people have no understanding for this yet. The question is, should I uninstall the compromised wallet before creating a new one? There is nothing to uninstall. Yeah. So it's like, if you have a Coinbase or like MEXC, yeah. So I have an account and I log in with my username and password, but if my account gets compromised, I don't have to delete the entire exchange or so. I would just need to theoretically create a new account. And the same obviously also works with Pi Network. Now, if we jump into the Pi browser, 1 second, here and then here. So you have your Pi browser and in there you have your wallet. And there you just open your wallet by entering your passphrase, which it explains to you once the translations are loaded, yeah. And if your wallet got compromised and you create a new wallet, there's nothing for you to delete. You can even safely log in into the old wallet because nothing happens. It's just like you could log in into a compromised exchange account, or if your email gets hacked and compromised, you can still log in, yeah. And you just log in with your new passphrase. The important part is that you do not share your passphrase. That's the whole thing. Keep it secure, yeah. And just to drive that point home, creating a note on your phone, or let's actually switch back here. So like I usually do. So I know we've done that a couple of times last week, but just to drive the point home. So creating a note on your computer or phone and writing down word 1, word 2, and so on, and then saving it is not secure, because any kind of virus that basically infects your computer or any malicious app that you install could search through your documents. And if they find a word combination, they will likely then send it to whoever developed that app or virus and will then clean out your wallet. They just have to figure out, is that word combination for an Algorand wallet, a Bitcoin wallet, a Ethereum wallet, or is it for a Pi wallet? Yeah. So don't store it like this. Also, do not store it as a screenshot. So when you create your wallet, don't just create a screenshot, because even on iOS, there have been a couple of apps that ask you to grant them access to your photos for whatever purpose, and then they scan your photos for passphrases, yeah? So do not store it as a screenshot, do not store it in a document. So again, as a reminder, we'll circle through this topic again because it's really important, and sadly so many people don't understand it. So your passphrase is like your username. No, wrong button. I wanted to switch here. So your passphrase is like your username and password and transaction codes for your online banking. Yeah. So if somebody else knows your passphrase, they can clean out your wallet. They can do whatever they want with it. Yeah. You still have access. Yeah. Because there's no changing a passphrase. But once it's compromised, it's compromised. There's no changing it. There's no nothing. It's just compromised then. Yeah. And that's why it's important to keep it secure. Now you could write down your passphrase on a piece of paper, yeah? But then the problem is, if you store it at home in your safe, for example, if you have a safe, if your house burns down, is your safe fireproof or not, yeah? What if there is some water damage? Is the safe waterproof or not? What if the ink fades on the paper or so, yeah? So that's a little bit tricky. Plus, the moment somebody has access to that piece of paper, they have complete access to your wallet. Once they figure out, is it a Bitcoin, Ethereum, or whatever wallet? Yeah. So which blockchain does that passphrase belong to? Yeah. And the safest way to store your passphrase would be, there are like metal plates that you can buy, where you can engrave the passphrase. And then if you have 24 words, you split it up in 888 and you engrave it on 3 different metal plates or more, and then you store them in different locations, not different locations in your house or apartment, but in whatever, like with 3 different banks in your city. You open a depository box, so like a box where you have a key to put stuff in, and you store each metal plate in a different bank. That would be the most secure way, because even if somebody breaks in, even if somebody robs the bank, they would not get your full passphrase, yeah. And that's the most secure way, which is obviously hugely inconvenient, yeah. Theoretically, you could split up your passphrase in multiple parts and give it trusted friends. But then if you have a lot of money, there is a saying that translates the way that money is where friendship ends, yeah. And so then if you have a lot of money, theoretically, who is to say that your friends will not just get together and decide, oh, we're going to just share among ourselves, yeah, screw this dick, yeah. So also not a safe way. So, but the most secure way would be metal engraved, split up passphrase, multiple locations. Yeah, that's the most secure way. But it also means every time you want to log into your Pi wallet, you first have to drive to each of the banks, pick up the metal engravings, then log in, and then drive there and bring it back again. So that's not really very convenient. So that brings us to a mix of being convenient and secure. For that, we go there. I will address the chat and the questions there in a second again. So personally, I'm using a password manager called 1Password. Yeah, and when you sign up for 1Password, there you have to obviously 1Password recovery kit. You have to obviously enter an email address. Yeah. Now, first of all, if you, my regular email address is christian@companyname.com. Yeah. So instead of using christian@companyname.com, obviously, if you have a Gmail account, like let's say christian@gmail.com, then it also automatically supports aliases. So if my regular email address were christian@gmail.com, I can therefore for 1Password sign up with Christian plus. And then anything else, I could write, for example, my birth date if I wanted to, or I could write just a random letter combination, I don't know, like ASDF or so, yeah, at gmail.com. So signing up for 1Password account and not using your regular email address is the first step to security. Yeah, so but you use an alias for that. Yeah. Additionally, when you sign up, you'll have to define a master password, and that will, if you use 1Password, it's not free, but it's the best. I've been using it for years. We use it in our business, and it's the best service I've ever seen in that area. I've tried different password managers. It's the one I'm happy with. There are other ones out there. Feel free to compare them and so on. But using a password manager like 1Password is worth every dollar you spend. Yeah. So, but as far as crypto passphrases go, so why 1Password is, in my opinion, the most secure / convenient solution is because when you sign up using an email alias and not your regular email, and then you define a master password, mine has around, I'm not going to say the exact number, but it has more than, no, I'm not even going to say it, but it's a very, very long password. Yeah. And it contains letters, it contains numbers, it contains upper, lowercase letters, and it contains special characters. Yeah. It's the only password I have to remember, which makes it super easy, yeah, because I don't have to remember any other password. And so we have a password, let's say like this, yeah. I mean, that would be a very complicated one, but just for example, yeah. And additionally to your email, where you use an alias and a password, when you sign up, you get this PDF file that has a secret key. Yeah, you can see this here in an example on this picture. Yeah, here, open a new tab. Yeah, so that's an example how it looks like, yeah. And now, what you can do is you print out that piece of paper, but you cut away the email address and the sign-in address, which can also be adjusted if you have a business account. Yeah. And this way, if you store this, you can even keep it on your desk. If you keep the secret key in paper on your desk and somebody breaks into your home, all they have is the secret key. And if you cut away the rest, they don't even know that it's for 1Password. Yeah. But even if they figure out that it's for 1Password, they don't know which email address you used. And if you only have one email address, but for this service specifically, you used an alias that's not Christian plus 1Password, yeah, but something else, they will have to guess. You obviously should then also always delete all the emails that you get from 1Password, so they cannot just check to which email address you receive emails from 1Password, yeah. But they would have to guess your email alias that you used. They would have to guess your password, and if you use a company account, they also would have to guess your sign-in address to be able to get access to your 1Password wallet, yeah. Which means, again, if you write down your wallet passphrase on a piece of paper, the moment somebody finds it, they have full access to your wallet. If you use a password manager, I know, so again, we talked about the most secure variant, yeah, but this is a mix of security and convenience. So if you use a password manager like 1Password, you can write down the secret key. You obviously put it in a drawer, put it in your safe, give a copy of it to your parents or so. So in case your house burns down, you still have the secret key, yeah. But if somebody finds the secret key without knowing your master password, which is then the only password you'll ever have to remember, and which email address you used, and in case of company accounts, what's your sign-in address, the secret key alone is worthless, yeah? And all your data, so not only your seed phrases and passphrases, but also the passwords that you use will be safely stored in 1Password, and they're encrypted with that secret key and with your password. So therefore they are secure, yeah? Not even, so if you lose your secret key and you lose access to your account, not even 1Password can restore access to you. Now that might seem scary, but the good news is if you're, for example, logged in on your computer and you're logged in on your iPhone and somehow you forget your secret key, you can unlock the account with your password still, and you can then view the secret key when you're logged in, yeah? So in your account. But yeah, so that's, in my opinion, the best thing to do. And so circling back to that comment real quick. So again, there is nothing to uninstall. Your passphrase is like your username, password, and transaction codes all in one. And if your wallet got compromised, you create a new wallet. You make sure to store that new passphrase securely, not as a screenshot, not as a text file or note on your computer, but as said, either written down on paper, engraved in metal or something like that, or in a secure password manager. Yeah. Let's address some comments from the chat. We're actually already in overtime for today, but we're gonna do a few more minutes today. So are you going to sell any Pi live tomorrow for educational purposes? I don't have any Pi, so I'm actually locked out from my wallet. That's interesting. Yeah. So otherwise, so Face ID is still 1 second, I'll just have to check real quick. So if we go home, I'm gonna share the iPhone again, and if we go to wallet, now there it is, so just had to go back. So if I log in with Face ID, so obviously will not share my passphrase live on stream. Then you can see that I have 2,200 Pi, but they are locked up. They are locked up till May, and I don't have any available balance. So even if I wanted to, I could not sell any tomorrow because I simply don't have any. Yeah. If I would have some, I'm honestly not sure. Yeah. I mean, would like to realize a little bit of the potential profit. But on the other hand, I'm also aware that if the project really succeeds, it will be worth way more in a year, 2, 3 than it is right now at launch. Yeah. And so we'll have to wait and see. But I cannot sell anything. So yeah. Akashi says 26th of May and mine are unlocking. Or actually mine are later. It's 2025, so 19th of May. Yeah, so I'll beat you by a couple of days, Akashi. Yeah, I'll crash the price then with my 2,000 Pi. No, just kidding. Yeah. So before middle of May, I will not be able to sell anything. And even then, it really depends on the price. If it has a very, very high value, I might obviously realize a couple of $1,000s. If it has a very, very low value, I rather hold it longer, because as long as I don't need the money, there is no point in selling. Sure, it might be that, let's say it's at, I don't want to say specific numbers because that's price anchoring, yeah. But let's say it is at a relatively high value in May, but I don't need the money and I don't sell, and then for some reason it then crashes next year. Then I obviously will feel like, oh, I wish I would have sold back then, yeah. But I rather, if it is a low value, hold it so that later on in a year, 2 years, 5 years, if I need that money, I can get more for it. Then cash out for pennies on the dollar that I don't need right now. So yeah, really comes down to a lot of factors, but I cannot trade or sell anything tomorrow. Yeah, I wish I would have kept at least like 10 Pi or so. 0.05. Yeah, so that I can at least show you guys how it works, but it's not rocket science. So tomorrow during the stream, we'll focus on the price development and what that might mean and where we go from there. So circling back, is there a reason why the price of Pi crushed so much on IOUs? Well, probably, so since we saw that on the MEXC, let's call it partial IOU trading that we have here, the price varies around $2 to $4. I didn't check the IOU price, but I would assume that the IOU price is then respectively crashing lower in a reaction. So I'm not sure that we don't see, so for the official Pi token on CoinMarketCap, we don't see price development yet. but yeah, I think it's a reaction to that. So to simply seeing lower prices in at least the pre-market trading of or on MEXC. Yeah. So yeah. Now the comment that Banaji Lani is asking, Pi shows migrated on app but has zero in wallet, hasn't scam tagged. Yeah. Yeah. I know what's wrong. It's also a comment here that I have. Yeah. So the real problem is that migrated coins are not seen in the wallet, even though, yeah, and they are also, although they're completing all the verification, why is the migrated coins not shown in the wallet? It's obviously poor English, but I'm not judging for that. But it's the same question, yeah? And the answer to that is quite simple. We have to go back to our phone sharing here. I'm gonna hide your message for now so that the screen is fully visible, yeah. And we'll also need the regular Pi app for that, yeah. So. And oh, I forgot. No, I should have started. Did I miss my mining session today? Okay, mine. Although I went through the list of tasks, how did that not trigger? So sorry guys, quickly have to complete this. Yeah, takes a moment. Can I have a sip? No, come on, you can do this. Okay, let's restart the app. Pi. Maybe the app is now overloading, yeah, which would be tricky to answer, or not tricky, but it's harder to answer your question, yeah. Okay, let's first go into the Pi wallet, yeah. So you have your Pi wallet, you unlocked it with the passphrase, and you look into it and you see zero balance, zero available Pi, and no transaction history, yeah. Now, you however say you already got coins migrated, so you can go to the main menu, yeah. I'm pressing and it's not opening, so eventually you will go to the main menu. Now, come on. Come on. Come on, son. Yeah. Are you shitting me? Main menu, nothing's opening. Okay, that drop down is working, interesting, and that drop down here is not working. Is there another way for me to get to the main menu? No, there's only the going to the announcement. Okay, let's try one more time. So, but you can go to the main menu and then there go to mainnet and then to the mainnet checklist. I'll try to get there, but if it's not working, then yeah, like. And then in the mainnet checklist, you can scroll all the way to the bottom. I really hope I can show it here as the last thing we'll do today during the stream. Yeah. And I'm going to wait a little bit for everything to load before I press the button. Yeah. So in the mainnet checklist, you can scroll then all the way to the bottom. So everything's loaded. Press the button just once, do nothing and wait. Yeah. And there you will see the migration and it will tell you to which wallet address. Oh, there we go. Mainnet. So now we're moving. Now we're talking, yeah. So main menu, mainnet, then again waiting. I think it's a good sign that the app is so slow. It just means that a lot of people are using the app. So then mainnet checklist. And then in the checklist, hi Patrick, great to have you here. So in the checklist, once it's loaded, we can eventually, maybe today, make our way to refresh the page again to hopefully get the mainnet checklist. Yeah, so bum, 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 bum. In the meantime, guys, don't forget, hit the like button on the live stream, really helps me a lot. And if you aren't subscribed yet, then hit the subscribe button so you are able to also share your questions in future live streams. And obviously enable notifications. That's the one thing so you don't miss on future streams and content. So you're already jumping ahead. So Bana Jelani, you're saying the mainnet, it's the same, yeah. But just to also answer the comment that we have on YouTube. So in the mainnet checklist, you scroll to the bottom and then you see at the bottom here, it says your initial migration to mainnet is complete. 2,472, for you the amount will be different, was sent to the wallet, and then you see the wallet address, yeah. And then when you go into the wallet, you can obviously go to pay and request, and then you can go to scan or show QR code, and then you can go to, oh no, there you don't, wait. not here, sorry, not there. Obviously in the wallet directly, you can just at the top, so you see it says Pi mainnet, and right below it shows your wallet address. So you can copy that wallet address and you have to compare it with the wallet address that it shows here. So we're gonna consider your specific case in a second, yeah. But for the YouTube comments that are asking about this, it's actually the same guy asking twice, I just realized, yeah. The answer is you most likely created 2 wallets, yeah. And so you most likely created 2 wallets. One when you first worked your way through the migration checklist, and it was create a Pi wallet in step 2. And then eventually you apparently created a different one later, and your coins most likely got migrated to the wallet address of your first wallet. So you have to look for the passphrase for the first wallet. If you do not have that passphrase anymore, you have no way to access that wallet. And if you do not have that passphrase anymore, you will have to use the passphrase that you still have and update step number 3 and step number, what was it, 6 of the mainnet checklist, so that at least future coins go to the right wallet. Yeah. Yeah, there is no other way around it. But first, step number 1, checking, comparing the wallet addresses, the wallet address in your wallet and the wallet address in your mainnet checklist, to see if the coins went to that wallet or if they went to a different wallet. And if they went to a different wallet, it only happened because you created another wallet, and that's what you used to complete the steps before. Yeah, you might not remember it, I know that, but that's the only technical way of how that goes. Yeah. Now for Bana Girani, I've checked and the wallet address is right. Please check again. So it's the most likely thing, but I'm not saying that you're wrong here. Then the only thing left that you could do is basically go to the Pi Explorer, which is at, so yeah, Pi Blockchain Explorer. I'm going to share the link in a second. Yeah. And then there, paste the wallet address. So I'm going to copy mine right now. That doesn't work from here. How am I going to do this? I actually have to manually now type it. That's going to be fun. GA2GTG TBW73X O2MV U2VNB PII ZP. That's a 5, yeah, 5 WP 7R72Z. Feel free to send me Pi. PCT ITPRQN, almost porn but different. 7CT SEI 24E5A. I'm sure I have a typo in there. Yeah, page not found. Of course I have a typo in there. Yeah. Okay, so can anyone real quick share, or actually I can wait. I'll just have to do this cross device real quick. I know we're in overtime and whatnot today, but so be it. I just have to open up the stream here real quick and then basically share my own wallet address in this. I can just share it on this. Actually, anyway, so yeah, don't like Pi, send your coins to. So there you go. So that's my wallet address. So if you don't need your Pi, you can send it to me. But I just, yeah, now I can copy it. Yeah. So with the wallet address, you can now look it up, and then you should see the payments tab. Yeah. There you will see all the transactions, even if they might not show up. That was a hard birth. Yeah. So, but Bana Yelani. Yeah. So open up the Block Explorer, check the wallet there, and then go to payments, and there you will see the account creation, and then you will see basically also somewhere the now where is it? Operations should show there. So basically the adding of the balance and the locking up of the balance and so on should all be shown here in payments and operations. And if there is nothing showing up and you are really, really sure that the mainnet checklist shows the same wallet address as the wallet address in the wallet you're looking at, then you'll have to just Google for not Google for, but basically you can write Pi Network support, and then you will find the support portal, and then you can basically reach out via email to them. Yeah, so it will take some time, but honestly, there is no reason. So that's all a pretty much automated process. So if the wallet addresses match up, I cannot think of a single reason why the coins would not be in the wallet, especially if it works for millions of other users. So the most likely scenario is that you actually got them migrated to a different wallet. But if that's really not the case, then check the Explorer. And then if you see nothing there either, make screenshots, open a ticket, and you'll have to wait. It probably will take weeks, if not 2 or 3 months to get a reply. But that's then sadly the only way forward. Yeah. Now, I know I said this is the last thing, but just to clarify one simple thing, I know people forget that, and it's very, very important to understand that. Ori is saying all that Pi you have, yeah. I don't have Pi. I have 2,225 Pi that are locked up, and I had a total of 2,400, yeah. And the huge number that you see here on top, that's just a number. It doesn't mean that I have that, yeah. You can see that my transferable balance is an astonishing 205 Pi, yeah. And the big number here, the 4 million Pi that I mentioned here, that's not even remotely what I will get, yeah. Yes, at the end of the day, I will most likely have one of the biggest accounts, yeah. So, but then again, I also for almost 6 years now worked on and published more than 40 videos about Pi, live streams like this to help answer questions, keep people moving, get them to move forward and so on. But the fact of the matter is, sadly, that out of 32,900 something referrals, only 2,959 are active, yeah, which means 90% of my referrals are not active anymore. I have no way to ping them, because if I try to do that, you will see that my the referral thing just crashes. So I cannot remind them to mine. I cannot remind them to complete KYZ, which means out of those 4.3 million, at least 90% are gonna be poof and gone, because the people are not active anymore. Maybe some of them completed KYZ before they stopped using the app, but I doubt that, yeah. And then from the remaining 2,900 users, so 10% that are still, or less than 10% that are still active, I don't know how many of those even passed KYZ, because just because they press a button once per day doesn't mean that they actually put any effort and pay attention. So yes, I will get a pile, but the question, it will not be that big number. In general, whenever you see a screenshot, as you can see, my referral section just crashes. Whenever you see a screenshot, somebody sharing their big number up there, remember that number up there is meaningless. What matters is like how many of your security circle members and referral circle or referrals actually complete KYZ, yeah? And even if Pi launches and it launches at a huge value and all 32,000 people come back and, oh my God, I need to use my account or so, yeah? If they are past the grace period, any coins that they earned or that I earned from them older than 6 months would also disappear, which is the majority, because you also shouldn't forget the mining rate was much higher in the past. Yeah. At some point I had a mining rate of probably 200-300 Pi per hour or more. And I don't remember, you probably see it in some of my older videos about Pi. And which means a lot of that, what's here in the app is basically from people that joined early when the mining rate was much higher and however stopped and forgot about the app or lost interest or so. So it's not even as simple as saying, okay, 10% of referrals are active, so I should get 400,000. It's more likely 10% are active. How many of those 10% even passed KYZ, and how many of those are actually referrals since day one? Because the majority of those inactive referrals are going to be older referrals, which means, as said, while I will receive a bigger number, I also wouldn't be shocked if it's only 50,000, yeah, which is, again, I know a lot, but yeah, Patrick says none of my referrals completed KYZ. Well, you don't know that unless you know that in person, because the unverified balance for now shows you all the bonus Pi that you earned from referrals and security circle, even if even if they completed KYC. So the team has not made the calculations for that yet. But obviously, if you know them in person and or at least you have a way to chat with them and they told you that they didn't complete KYC, then you know. But other than that, you cannot know. There's no way to know how many of your referrals passed KYC if they didn't tell you in person, in quotes. We already covered that the prices for the IOUs are tanking. So, but that's probably in relation to the relatively low price right now on the pre-market trading, but that's low volume trading on MEXC. Akashi will be the one that's gloating when 90% or more, actually I expect more of my theoretical pi balance go poof and gone. But it's okay, we still love him. So do we have anything else to cover? Don't forget tomorrow the live stream, obviously, where we'll cover the launch event. So 8 a.m. in the morning, we start half an hour before that. Just click on the link to the stream and you will then can just enable notifications. Would be nice to see you all there. And last but not least, even if after locking my pi balance, I don't see any changes in mining rate, what am I doing wrong here? That's a good question, but you have to consider that the change, if you have a lot of referrals, then lockup doesn't apply that much, because the lockup rate bonus applies to the base mining rate, and then the bonus of the referrals comes to that, and so on. So if you have a lot of referrals, then even a 500% bonus will not make a noticeable difference. If you are mining alone, you should actually see, but you should see it. I wonder if you should see it immediately or when the lockup starts. That would be the big question. So your previous lockups will also affect the lockup design and formula are subject to small changes. I honestly don't know that for certain. But right now, if you haven't received any coins migrated, in my opinion, the best option is 100%, 2 weeks. And then once you get them migrated, because the countdown only starts once the coins get migrated. And once you get them migrated, you can then reevaluate if you want to lock them up again, because there's also the on-chain lockup, or if you rather have them available in 2 weeks to use, spend, sell, whatever. Anyway, with all of that, we're in hugely overtime. We already asked the 8-ball this week if the Pi network launch will be a success, and it said it is certain. I'm not going to ask it again. We're going to stick with the it is certain. Do not tempt fate. That's it for today. I hope you were able to get something out of the stream. So as a quick reminder, don't forget, please vote on Koinly for the link is in the chat history at the top for the Pi network support. Don't forget to give the stream a thumbs up. That's pretty much the biggest favor you can do me. If you enjoyed the stream and took something away. And outside of that, I hope to see you all tomorrow morning for the listing event. And maybe also in our Discord community where we also are discussing things outside of the stream. So thanks for stopping by. Have a great rest of the day, and then see you all tomorrow for Pi Network's listing. Till then, bye-bye.